Hey you guys, Chairman37X here bringing you another Cookie Clicker update video. This time we're taking a look at 2.045 beta. It's another beta release, obviously. Just came out a couple days ago. And so this is, I assume that this is the second half of the next big content update. I don't imagine we're going to be getting much more in the next main version besides this, because this is pretty big. Probably still not quite as big as adding the new building, but it comes close. You'll see why in a second. So let's hop into the info tab. I'm just going to run through all of these because a lot of these are kind of unrelated to the rest of the stuff we're going to be talking about. Added a few more heavenly upgrades. We'll see how many in a minute. The Jukebox, which is one of the heavenly upgrades. 3 new. So this is related to. There's the 3 hidden heavenly achievements that I still get questions about every once in a while, where it's like one of them you need like the last 3 digits of your legacy when you ascend needs to be 777, and so on. So now it doesn't just have to be the last ones, as long as if I ascended with 3 7s anywhere in here, I would unlock the first one, or I don't remember how many it is at each increment, but basically they're easier to get now because you don't have to only be looking at the end here. If I had if I got this the billions up to 777, then I can just worry about some of the ones that are easier. It just makes it a little easier to get, and at the very least a little bit easier to find on accident, which getting the first one on accident means you'll probably assume that there's a couple more like that, so that's nice. Reality bending aura, that's one of the dragon auras. It's one of the newer ones, I think. Yeah. Basically, this apparently used to give you effects of auras you didn't have unlocked yet. Doesn't do that anymore. Grandmas say nice things when scary stuff is disabled. That makes sense. New options for background selector. We can take a quick look at that. I'm still sitting on right here. Before, it used to just be this top row, I believe. Now he's added 5 more here that we can take a look at. We got purple, pink, mint. I like this one quite a lot, actually. It doesn't quite match the icon, but I actually like it better, the colors that it is here. It really is more of like a minty kind of forest, more of a bluish green, which I like. Black and white. This one's interesting. And then this really nice one. Get a nice rainbow effect. So those are all very nice. I'll probably be sticking with the classic red just because that's always what I've been going with, and it's certainly still my favorite. I found a lot of the new ones actually are very bright. I like the kind of darker, more muted nature of the classic. There are a couple classic ones here. The Cookie Sound Selector, which was another heavenly upgrade, I believe was added a while ago and until now had no additional purpose. Has actually added some new ones, so do we get the sample? Yeah, we do, okay. So there's Chime. That's, I believe, the classic, the one that you still hear. I'm actually going to turn the sounds up for a second here so you guys can hear these. Hold on. So, Chime. And we've got Fortune. I believe this is the sound that you normally hear when you get when you click a fortune ticker, I believe. Got Symbol. That one's I feel like a little better at pulling attention. I don't know if this plays anywhere else. And then Squeak. Wow, that was loud. If you're just looking for volume, that's certainly your best bet, because that's by far the loudest. Oh, there's a little variance in it, too. Surprised there's no achievement related to that, actually. Yeah, they do all stack on top of each other. Okay. I guess I'll stick with Symbol for now. What else? Bank minigame now tells you the value. This was actually one of my least favorite things about the stock market up until now. So now I don't know if do I have? Yeah, I do. So here, if I mouse over this, where does it say it? Where does it say? Where does it give the value? No. Is it maybe you currently own some amount of recipes worth? I don't know if that's how much you bought it for, or I'd have to do some math. But either way, maybe, for all I know, maybe here, let me just try buying one of these. Yeah, okay. I'm not 100% positive where it actually says that stat. That could be the stat right there. But anyway, I kind of stopped paying attention to the stock market. It's a little bit too much for me. So anyway, so that's that. We're gonna switch over to the stats here, and you're gonna quickly see something interesting appear. So remember those heavenly upgrades? Yeah. Well, the first time I saw this, I thought this was a joke or something. He added 38 new heavenly upgrades. Kind of very astonishing, actually. We'll get into those, obviously, after Ascend to see those. Because I did previously have every heavenly upgrade in the game. He's added some much later game heavenly upgrades, which is kind of overdue, considering that I was way earlier in progression, and I still could afford them all. Anywho, going down here to upgrades, we've got 11 new upgrades. I believe they are all cookie upgrades. We can see we can buy one of them here. This was added to the box of maybe cookies. Might as well pick that up. I believe, so that's one. The other 10, I think, are just, like, ones you unlock over time, like this type, you know, plus 5%. I think that's what they are. I'm not 100% sure, obviously, because he keeps pushing content later and later, and I am just not keeping up here, so... And especially with the heavenly upgrade situation, I might need to consider starting to play this game a little more actively sometime in the future, but unfortunately I don't have the time for that at the moment. Anywho, achievements, we've got just 3, and I believe I auto-unlocked all of them, actually. So they added a new one of these for owning some amount of buildings, for 10,000 buildings. And then I think 2 new of these ones for purchasing upgrades, 5 and 600. No new icons for either of them. I think those are the only new achievements that were added. But I mean, besides that, that's really all I can show without ascending, so let's go ahead and go for it here. And take a look at what we got. So you'll notice a few new branches immediately. Let's go down here, because these are the pretty cheap, just cosmetic ones. This one gets you some more backgrounds, which is very nice. The basic assortment's 99 chips. The next one is 10 million, but, you know, again, it is cosmetic, so... so I was just looking. I don't remember that, like, light blue gradient on the top left box being there. Anyway, 100 billion gets you the sound test. The Jukebox, which by the sound of the Jukebox, you might think it lets you play the music. I doubt it. I think the music is still Steam exclusive, but we'll see. I didn't actually check it yet, so... And you can see 100,000 million... I've got 490 trillion heavenly chips right now. This is going to be nowhere near enough. So let's go down here quick, because this is a quick deviation. More of the more Shimmering Veil boosts, which is nice. So there's 3 achievements here. Each one gives you 10% chance to not break and an additional 5% CPS. I believe it's just these 3. Last one's 1.5 quadrillion. Not quite there yet. So, you know, but still, this puts us up to, I think, 30% chance to not break, and Shimmering Veil giving 70%, yeah, 70% CPS boost, so very nice. I think all the rest branch off of here. So this is a new, it's kind of a new mechanic, really, Unshackling. So what this does, actually, it kind of varies depending on the build. Only applies to unshackled buildings. We kind of need to buy a couple of these before it starts to make sense. I'll start with Unshackled Curses. This one isn't reliant on any particular tiers. This is just 1,000 fingers is multiplied by 25. Now, if I recall correctly, is this going to show me? Yeah. Yeah, so how the cursor upgrades work, I always forget this is how it works. Basically, 1,000 fingers here is the pivotal upgrade. Mouse and cursors gain 0.1 cookies for each non-cursor building owned, and every single upgrade after that just multiplies this by varying amounts. You see all the newest ones are multiplied by 20. So this is an additional 25 multiplier, so that's a decent amount for, I think, for, I don't know if, you know, clicking is going to be viable or not. Honestly, I don't know if it is right now. Not like I particularly keep up, obviously. Just play idle all the time. So let's go ahead and start here. Unshackled Grandmas. Tiered upgrades for Grandmas provide an extra plus 50% production. Only works with Unshackled upgrade tiers. Whereas these say only applies with Unshackled buildings. So, if we buy this, for example, the standard... let me see if I can if I can actually show exactly which one I'm talking about. This is nice to have access to. So I believe they're talking about this one. So tier plane. Oh, it even says, look, Unshackled plus 50% extra production. So this is, instead of twice as efficient, this is now 2.5 times as efficient. And you see, that's how it's going to work for every single tier, plane, beryllium, so on and so forth, all the way up, currently up through glucosmium, which, by the way, glucosmium tier got a graphical update, but we'll get to that a little bit later. That'll be kind of last topic. Basically, for every single building, you have to, for each building and for each tier, you have to unshackle them separately. So, for example, if we unshackle beryllium here, and then we go back in, plane is unshackled, and now beryllium is unshackled for the grandma only. If we pick up unshackled farms, you can kind of see where this is going. Plane, which, by the way, this one is 180% extra production. So that's almost 4 times as efficient per upgrade, but again, you have to be able to afford each of them. So that's kind of how the unshackling works. It's pretty simple. I think all of the buildings' unshackling abilities are just production speed boost, basically. I don't, at least the ones that I've gotten to, none of them do anything crazy. I could see room for expansion on this, where, you know, unshackling certain tiers, you know, like, you know, blue beryllium unshackled now gives, you know, some, you know, like a sugar lump speed increase, you know, something like that, where they could kind of, he could kind of customize this even further per tier and kind of make the tiers stand out from each other. But basically, and we can, you can already see we're getting into the trillions up here. You can quickly see that I'm not going to be able to afford all these. So basically how these work, grandmas is 50% because grandmas actually are pretty decent as is. And then from there it's 180%, and then each one seems to decrease by 10. I'm not sure where that'll leave it for, like, the end game buildings, you know, because again, I can't really get that far here. Well, I'll keep going. We're just about as far as I can get here. I could have gone an extra tier. I don't know which one would have been more worth getting, because when I was testing earlier, actually, I think I went Unshackled, has rolled, and then I couldn't get the alchemy labs. But anyway, so I mean, I have no idea what the end result of these upgrades is going to have on what buildings are good now and which ones, you know, what buildings are better than others. Most likely, I'm inclined to say, like, cursors and grandmas are still going to be pretty good. I think the ones in the middle are going to be better, but still not as good. And then obviously the later buildings are just naturally going to still be the best. But as you can see, Unshackled Portals is already only to plus 100%, and there's quite a lot of buildings past that. So this is probably get down to like plus 30, plus 20% maybe by the time you get to the later ones. Of course, I can't quite, well, actually. Just a second here. I actually probably could read up on the wiki real quick here about what the new heavenly upgrades all do. Give me a moment here. Cosmium, okay. 90, 80, 70, yeah, so it does keep going down. So that actually, it ends with Cortex Bakers only getting plus 20%. I don't know if that says that for sure there's only going to be 1 or maybe 2 more buildings after this, or if this is something that could be adjusted, you know, maybe bring everything up 10%. Maybe the end result is, you know, this is going to be plus 200 and onwards, but they're kind of leaving it here for now. I'm not too sure. But it's kind of an interesting, and if you want to know the price of some of the later ones here, by the way, according to this wiki, Glittering Edge should be 1.5 trillion, which is not true. So these are actually all, maybe there's an earlier beta or something where this was the case, but these are all off by a factor of 10. Or, but yeah, I think that's what I meant to say. So, Unshackled Glucosmium is about 4 quadrillion heavenly chips. And Unshackled Cortex Bakers is 13.5 quadrillion. So, and of course with that one, so if you're looking for full heavenly upgrades, you need about 20 quadrillion, roughly, very roughly, to be able to buy every heavenly upgrade now, which is pushed back considerably. Well, I don't even remember what the most expensive one before. It was in like the trillions before. So this is pretty substantial. He didn't add any more progression-based upgrades in this update, at least, or in this half of the update. He did in the previous beta. But these upgrades at least will kind of help bridge the gap a little bit, and, you know, maybe it'll help propel me forward a decent bit. Because I haven't ascended in a long time. I stopped ascending regularly, especially because there's no heavenly upgrades to buy, so I kind of just stopped bothering. But obviously, not quite the case anymore, so this is the full one. I also like how they're doing this kind of loop. It'll probably end in like a... I wonder if it'll start... Oh, it might actually spiral all the way down. That'd be pretty cool. But anywho, let's go ahead and reincarnate. Let's take a look at a few things here. Mostly I want to look at... So there's no new of those. Jukebox. Let's turn the sound up a little bit here, actually. And you can also just pull down this list here. Four different squeaks. So this is just every single sound effect in the game, so mash through them all real quick here. So that's nice, at least. If you ever wanted easy access to the sound effects in this game, then you could always just like record these lines now as well. So that's nice. Let's see what else we got. New backgrounds. Wow, there's a lot of new backgrounds. Okay, well, let's start looking at these. Got some, ooh, they actually got some like shine particles. Silver and gold, those are pretty nice. You can manually choose the different grandma tiers, or different grandma backgrounds. Money from the April Fool's update, and now we get to some of the more original stuff. Candy cane, biscuit store, chocolate, and dark chocolate's pretty nice, actually. That's a good one. Painter? Huh. Is that just the icon looks very different? This one's quite nice, actually. Oh, I might change up my background. Some of these new ones are pretty snazzy. Wait, I just realized. I wonder if some of these are. I didn't realize that I don't have any of these on. That's my bad. It doesn't look like it. Okay, so we're gonna at least turn particles off so we can see more of the background. And I'll turn milk off too. Okay. This painter one's really nice. Okay, so we got snow. Got sky. Oh, that one's pretty nice too. I like that. It's similar vein to the blue, but it's a little brighter and got a little bit more going on. What else? Night. So this is just like the ascension screen effect, basically. So that's pretty cool. This last one, foil. Oh my! It's like a card game foil effect or something. That's kind of interesting. Or like the kind of foil you'd see on like a Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh card is what I meant. Wow, these are dark chocolate and painter especially. I might start using painter, honestly. This is a nice one. Just something about it is very pleasant. Of course, with the particles, you barely see it. So it's a little unfortunate, but what can you do? Okay. I mean, there's not really much else I can show here, really. I genuinely think, at least in my, a bit of spare time here and there, I might actually start doing some semi-regular ascensions to try to get my my heavenly chip count up, because apparently I'm pretty far behind. You see, I've still got 16 heavenly upgrades that I still gotta buy. Okay, so you can't... Oh, Unshackled Kitten Workers. I wonder if that's something he'd ever add too. I can see that, because that is a... I think every single kitten upgrade is a tiered upgrade. So that's kind of interesting. Hold on. I actually forgot to go over the icons.png that have just been sitting up here this whole time. It's very, very quick. I'll probably edit this into a little earlier in the video. So this was the icon sheet from the previous beta. You can see it's got the Blue Cosmium tiered on here, a couple of the new stuff. Someone in the comments, and I pinned my own comment about this. If you add a question mark to the end of it is how you get to the current beta. I don't know why. I also don't know why this ended up eventually getting pushed to the normal icon. It's very odd. But anyway, so we've got the current beta's icons. You can see the Glucosmium tier, it shifts up one here. Before it was blue and pink. I think probably it got changed because it was too similar to some of the other. You got a blue tier, you got a pink tier, you got a like blue and pinkish tier here, and then you had this one down here. So it got changed into this blue and red, which I mean I like red. But even still, even ignoring my bias, I think the new art looks a little nicer. You've got the Unshackled icons down here. A lot of stuff that I'm gonna have to squeeze into the thumbnail for this video. And then you've got about 12 new cookie upgrades here, which is odd because I thought there's only 11. Oh, there's one here that looks kind of generic that maybe doesn't get used. But yeah, there's about 12 new icons here. And again, I believe this accounts for the 11 new cookie upgrades and then some of the other stuff here. That was really all I had to show about that. But alright, I think that's going to do it for this video. So thank you everyone very much for watching. Hope you'll continue to forgive the extreme irregularity and just pretty much lack of uploads lately. I do plan on doing something about that eventually, but I just genuinely have not had too much extra time lately. And whatever extra time I've had, honestly, I've been spending playing Elden Ring, so, you know. I'm not entirely faultless here, but anyway. Yeah, thank you again. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tune in next time for the next Cookie Clicker update. Check the description for a link to my Twitch.tv channel. If you're looking for regular content from me, that's really where you should be looking, to be perfectly honest. I still stream pretty regularly, about 3 times a week, so that's kind of where my regular content is these days. But I still appreciate all you guys over on YouTube. I do still plan on maybe doing some Cookie Clicker streams, especially now. I feel like I'm especially motivated now that there's very tangible, very tantalizing content that I want that I don't have access to yet. So, very, very likely I'll sneak in a Cookie Clicker stream in the near future. I'll try to find a way to notify you guys about that when that is going to happen. But anywho, yeah, thank you everyone very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.